I really would like to dedicate my statue in memory of my mom, because if it weren't for her, I would never have had this opportunity to go to Baylor. And I'll just share a little bit of her story. If you want the whole thing, you'll have to buy my book. As soon as I find someone to publish it. But my mother, to me, she was a brilliant woman. She was born in 1908, where there were very few opportunities for African Americans to do anything. But my mother, being an educator, loved education, graduated the top in her class. It had always been her dream to go to college. And for years, the only way of making money was chopping cotton, picking cotton. And that's what she did for years. My mother saved up her money, gave it to her dad to keep for her until it was ready to go to school. And when she had packed her bags and was ready to go, she found out he had spent every penny of her money.
To reimagine responsibility to the future. That it intends to live into a grander moral vision that would make her worthy of bearing the imprimatur Christian University.
The time that they spent here on campus must have been hard. I said to Mrs. Walker last night as we were talking about it that, you know, you could have taken the easy way out. You could have went to a different school and somewhere that you were accepted and didn't have to trailblaze and didn't have to break through. I can't really imagine everything that they must have went through. Just look out on this campus and to think of the history here.
As we celebrate this special moment in Baylor's history, I want to remind us of the challenges Reverend Gilbert and Mrs. Walker faced when they enrolled at Baylor in 1964 and 1965, and of the joy they experienced in 1967 when they graduated during the same commencement ceremony. Reverend Gilbert and Mrs. Walker were two young people who endured racism, threats, and injustice before, during, and after their time at Baylor. I am so thankful that they did not give up or surrender to hate. Through their perseverance in the face of tremendous adversity and injustice, they paved the way for Baylor to grow into a multicultural, welcoming place for thousands of new students each and every year.
Monuments matter, and they have power. Baylor University is to be commended today for this recognition of two sainted, pioneering African-American bearers of human dignity and intelligence. Monuments matter, and so do these moments. So today I've come to frame my family's expression of gratitude in the form of a charitable challenge. The only way my father would have approved. 3 years before his death, he authored two autobiographical books, which I commend to you. The first is No Excuses Accepted, written with the late Nancy Barkus. And the companion is Your Days Are Numbered, with Miss Katie Cook, who sits among us somewhere today. If he were physically present today, I believe he would say to each of you, don't give up on life. Strive to build beloved community. Accept no excuse for not being the person God created you to be. And remember to make your life count, since your days on this earth are numbered. My friends, today we get to remap. We get to re-envision how we want the future to look for coming generations of Baylor students. We get to create spaces in which persons can respectfully discuss lamentable wrongs, and at the same time strive to live peaceably together, loving one another as Christ loved the church. Today is different because we have an opportunity to champion civility, to act more justly, to better attend to the little graces that sustain our lives. We get to work together with God to carve out hope when sightings of it are all too rare.